I'm here! Help! Much better. I suggest we leave quickly. You may have attracted some attention with your actions. A Pict. I'd add at your service, but we both know that's not how this works. Not here, not now, not yet. I know the weirdness, and in these times, such knowledge is worth more than gold. That's why they captured me, and it's probably why I'm still alive. I overheard them say they're going to hand me over to some crow. Crow isn't a name, but a title. Crows belong to the children of Morrigan. I assume the one holding me was a hatchling. He would have been promoted to a fledgling if the handover succeeded. That's all I know. Can I go now? You've never seen a desecrated shrine of the All-Mother. Incredible. I thought the terror of the children had spread far by now. Morrigan is their goddess, where the All-Mother stands for love, care, and peace. Morrigan is her opposite, a patron of war, death, and destruction. If the All-Mother is the light, Morrigan is the shadow. You have no mercy. I tell you what I know, but let's not linger too long. Someone might notice your work. Every bandit on Avalon wants to join the children of Morrigan. They control everything that happens in the shadows. Smuggling, politics, assassinations. They claim they're building a new world from the ashes of the old, under Morrigan's banner instead of the All-Mother's. That's probably why they're rounding up the Picts. You did save me, so I can repay you with answers. What do you wish to know? There's the trouble. You can't fight the weirdness. You can only try to push it away. It's like air. You can limit it by lighting a fire in a sealed room, but beyond that, it's always present. People use various methods. Weird candles, menhirs, even bonfires fueled by ethereal cobwebs. They work, but my people prefer to befriend the weirdness rather than force it away. It is and isn't. It depends on how you approach it. The weirdness is pure potential, an untamed creative force. If you fear it, your fear will create horrors. But if you enter with an open mind, a universe of possibilities will unfold before you. We Picts have been trying to understand the weirdness for years, to make it serve our purpose. It has always been and always will be, but I doubt it has a specific origin or beginning. It's as natural to Avalon as any other element. You need not fear it, unless you yourself make it. We do know, however, that the Four Dwellers were naturally attuned to perceiving and shaping the weirdness. My people had to learn it on our own. I overheard them mention the ruins of Roscary. It's a tiny village, long abandoned. I suspect its people fled to the Horns of the South. But if you're thinking of ambushing the Crow, I beg you, don't. These are dangerous people, and I doubt a Crow would come alone. However, if we pretend you're the bandit supposed to deliver me, they didn't keep me in prison for nothing. I can defend myself. just need my hands freed. I propose we meet near Roscree and deal with the crow together. Thanks to you, I'm no longer their prisoner, but I fear for my brothers and sisters. If they don't get me, they'll just find 3 others like me, and the horror will continue. I cannot allow that. Excellent. We must remain vigilant. The children of Morrighan are formidable foes. Thanks to our union, Avalon will be a safer place.
We're not safe.
Oh, you're finally here, but our crows are not. I don't know what could have gone wrong. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I mixed up the names of the villagers. Oh no, they're here, aren't they? You won't get me. Over my dead body.
That can be arranged. However, it just so happens you're too valuable for us to simply kill you.
I'm not going with you. You won't take me alive.
Calm yourself, Vidar. You know exactly what you did, and why you'll cooperate with us willingly. Well done, Hatchling, for bringing Vidar to us. Your efforts will not go unnoticed. Oh? Perhaps you'd like to learn just who you're risking your neck for. Vidar probably spun you some tale of being a harmless Pict, a scholar of the weirdness, captured by cruel bandits? So Vidar's a scourge to his own people. He's been hunting his own kin for years. He's the one driving the Picts from the region. If you support him and let him go, you may as well start hunting them yourself. The two of you can enjoy your genocidal romance together. And meanwhile, Avalon will lose the only force capable of fighting the horrors of the weirdness. Frankly, it's quite reckless.
The only ones I killed are children of Morrighan. Yes, some of them were Picts. But once you swear yourself to that wretched order, you stop being human. That's why they lured me here, don't you see? I've slain those who murdered my kin, not the other way around.
Ah, so this is the bedtime story you tell yourself so you can sleep at night. How quaint. I only kill the wicked. I only hunt the guilty. Sure, sure. Tell me, Vidar, when did you start deciding who still counts as human? That sounds worse than anything the children of Morrighan ever did. Oh, nothing terrible. Since he's been thinning out his own tribe, those best versed in the weirdness, we'll use him as a bargaining chip. We'll hand him over to his kin and let them decide his fate. In return, we hope to gain a scholar of the weirdness willing to work with us of his own free will. It's not a bad solution, wouldn't you agree? Believe me, we don't have to be enemies. In fact, we can help each other. The children of Morrighan are dedicated to Avalon's well-being. Naturally, we operate from the shadows. We've long realized that working that way yields better results than marching under Camelot's banner in broad daylight. That's our purpose. Securing resources like scholars of the weirdness, guiding those in power to serve the people's needs. And we need more wise souls to join our cause. So, are you interested in joining our organization? Ready to take on the mission of restoring Avalon? All it'll cost you is leaving Vidar in our care. Undoubtedly. Yet sometimes in life you have to take what one would call a leap of faith. I trusted you to make the right choice. Now you'll have to trust me, because I already told you more than I should have. Very wise. Edgar, please take our guest to a safe place. I'm pleased you're with us, Hatchling. This is Luth, your new superior. From now on, he'll be assigning the tasks you need to complete the rise within our ranks. If you do well, we'll meet again soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must tend to our Pictish guest.
From this moment on, you are mine. So listen well. The place we're taking over has some vermin holed up. Nasty types. The kind you don't waste any time talking to. They need to be dealt with before we move in, and I've got no interest in handling that job myself. Also, if you find anything interesting, bring it back. You'll take care of it for me, won't you, Birdie? Ah, yes. I suppose you deserve some kind of introduction, but know that very few are afforded such a luxury. Most people would call us enemies of what they think is good, but I believe the world requires balance. In balance, nothing is purely good or evil. It just is. It depends on the bandits. When a group is simply trying to survive, our goals often align. Yes, we sometimes form alliances, but if they're just thugs burning villages for fun, then naturally we don't support that. We remove their leaders if we think the band could be set on the right path. True, some of our recruits started out as ordinary bandits, but thanks to us, they have the chance to achieve much more. Maintaining order and safety, naturally. You might compare us to a night watch. We use any methods we deem necessary to reach our goals. She's our goddess, patron of the capital in the far north. You may know her as the goddess of destruction, death and war, but we see her differently. To us, she's the patron of change, a promise of new beginnings. To build something new, one must first clear away the old. No death without life, no life without death, as Morrighan teaches, and I agree. Morrighan is a goddess of death, yes, but that doesn't mean she seeks immediate destruction. Believe me, the more wicked the soul, the more eagerly Morrighan welcomes them. She has no interest in claiming the life of, say, a child. That's all I can tell you, Birdie. The rest, you'll have to discover on your own. For now, you're serving me. You're answering to me. Forget the nonsense about cults and sacrifices to the goddess of death. Those are just stories peasants tell themselves to explain why bad things happen. In reality, it's nothing like that. So, for now, just focus on your orders. Some unsettling rumors have reached us. Whispers about a group attempting to walk in our boots. Crows don't like that kind of competition. I don't care if it's a flock of villagers who've decided it's their turn to play naughty boys, or some serious ruffians. Just get rid of them, for good. Off you go, Birdie.
Remain vigilant.
We have company. Hey! He's out there. Oh, you'll regret this.
You're back. How are things going? Looks like the little bird is starting to grow its feathers. Let me take a look at that. Interesting. So, in the horns of the south, there's still a guy named Froth. He's not the sharpest, but he thinks outside the box. With the right push, he could be useful to us. He'll never be a child, but the role of a mole would suit him just fine. Have a chat with him. Drop a hint here and there. Plant the seed. We'll handle the rest later. Knowledge is power, or something like that. We've always had trouble infiltrating what goes on inside the keep. Now, given the turmoil that prevails in the south, it would be good to be a few moves ahead of the rest. Are you planning to get started on that job anytime soon?
What are you up to?
Oh, yeah?
And why is that, exactly? Now that I think about it, they really weren't much different from the scum we used to hang with the other guards. Maybe it's for the best. Looks like you serve Avalon. If that's the case, I'll gladly work for you.
Where did you get this from? That's impossible. My father died a long time ago, when Camelot declared a mobilization due to the raids from the Dalriada. My father was already elderly. My family always answered the call, but I was still too young. So he was the one who went. He never came back. But even if he were alive, he'd be over 80 years old by now. And why wouldn't he come home? I don't know what you've done. I'm not sure I even believe you. But this is certainly my family's ring, which was lost along with my father. I'm not going to ask what madness drove you into the weirdness, or what my father was doing there. I don't want to know. Real or not, you helped him, even though you didn't have to. Like you didn't have to give me this ring, and it is undoubtedly the real thing. Thank you anyway. It's the only reminder of my family. Impoverished or not, my family remain loyal to Camelot. This ring is proof of that.
Please, state your business. You're my favorite killer. Well, well, the famous Bromar. No face and no life. That savage wiped out an entire unit of Camelot's infantry. But he couldn't take you down, huh? It's like the gods themselves made you for the job. Though I'm not sure which ones. In any case, you've certainly earned the gratitude of the capital. You are truly remarkable. I've never met anyone with such an insatiable thirst for blood. I almost wish there were more bounties left. But alas, you've handled them all. Please, take this as a token of Camelot's gratitude. And keep up the good work. I hope it brings you as much satisfaction as it does me. Go chop off some heads.
Sometimes it's nice to just sit and think.
Welcome to the Museum of the Horns of the South, the southernmost keep under Camelot's jurisdiction. My name is Ridderick, and I will be happy to introduce you to the rich history of this fascinating place. A history that began 623 years ago with the first keeper, Sewell Firstfoot. I'd also like to bring your attention to our numerous exhibits that are, as I like to say, inanimate witnesses of the history of the Horns of the South. Do you mean the document with information about the course, weather, position, and speed of the ship, as well as all of the stops and other occurrences kept by the captain or the first mate? More specifically, the document from the bridge of the Andraste, which sank tragically in nearby waters in the year 513. Indeed, we have it. Please wait here. Here it is, though I doubt those records will tell you anything, since the weirdness surrounding Avalon made sailing impossible. The knowledge of the precepts of navigation has been forgotten. Oh, no, we know that. You should have mentioned that you're looking for the wreck of the Andraste rather than the logbook. Every keeper knows that the Andraste was swallowed by the ocean. It's near what's currently known as Smuggler's Bay. Here, I'll mark it on your map. I have to admit that local fauna is not one of my main areas of interest, but I do know the answer to this question, as it is rooted in the history of the Horns of the South. It used to be the case that a significant part of the daily catch was gobbled up by our troublesome coastal neighbors. So the keepers of that time found a very peculiar way to deal with the problem. Some of them, called the seagullers, scared off the coastal birds using specially constructed masks. They made them from feathers and pieces of tanned pigskin sewn together. The reason the gulls avoided these masks is unclear, but perhaps their peculiar shape reminded them of a natural predator?
What a nice day.
Do you have what I need?
A mask? Eh? Are you sure?
Ah, whatever, sod it.
Now they'll get what's coming to them, damn rascals. You can go now. You're right. Here, take this. But don't think, even for a moment, that the struggle is over. We need more, much more, to finally rid ourselves of those blasted birds once and for all. Are you ready for the next step in our fight against the flying, shitting enemy? That's the spirit! In a war like this, every ally counts. Look, I've got the perfect seagull trap design right here. You just need to make a few and set them up in some strategic spots, like this one. And those flying pests will surely get caught. We need to work smart. Go on then, and fight against the flying vermin.
Always good to have a little rest.
less attention, the better. Less attention, the better. Just keep your head down.
Sometimes it's nice to just sit and think. I like it when things are quiet.
If I just... And? How did my traps work? Quite the technological marvels, aren't they? What? I'm giving you the opportunity to take part in the greatest campaign since King Arthur's time, and you're asking for money? Well, that's fair. You're not one of us, so I guess Rourke isn't feeding you for free. Here, half of my pay. Eat your fill, so you'll have strength for further battles. So, are you ready for another challenge? We need to solve the seagull problem on Avalon once and for all. You'll search for their nests and destroy them without mercy. Burn the nests, shoot the parents. It's the only way to eradicate the evil for good. Serious times call for serious measures and decisive people. I see no other way. The nests will keep coming back, but don't even think about giving up. Only consistency will save us. There will be less of them with time. You'll see. Go. Fulfill your mission, my brave first officer.
Let me guess. He's trying to rope you into his campaign against Avalonian seagulls. It's a well-known story. All the keepers know of Gwylin's obsession, but it's less amusing than it sounds. You see, Gwylin is from a coastal village. His father, a fisherman, worked hard to feed his family. He instilled a deep hatred of seagulls in Gwylin, claiming they were our greatest enemy. He taught his son how to kill them effectively, and insisted they were agents of the Forge Dwellers. Essentially, yes, but he wasn't always like this. When he joined, he just didn't like seagulls and avoided them. I gave him simple jobs away from the walls, and everyone was happy, until one day, he asked to serve on the walls. I agreed because I thought he'd simply got used to the birds. I had no idea I would be contributing to feeding his obsession. I spoke to him. Between his rants, I heard a confession I didn't expect. When Gwylin was only 7 years old, he saw a flock of seagulls attack his father and pluck his eyes out. Is it true? Or the ramblings of a madman? It's not for me to decide. Don't get me wrong, Gwylin is harmless, and he's a good soldier, but he can't be helped. Whatever he's asked you to do, just ignore it. Don't argue with him, it's not your responsibility. If he brings up seagulls, just pretend you didn't hear him. That's what we all do.
anyone sneaks up on me.
lying to Dalrita. You've got guts, but no honor. Lucky for you, I'm always willing to give people a chance to earn it back.
they did what had to be done. If the Four-Dweller was a threat, one that could neither be questioned nor studied, then he had to die. You do not understand how dreadful these creatures are. Even with the weirdness weakened, they remain formidable foes. We cannot fault these people for defending themselves.
Unbelievable. The book clearly described a figure like a menhir. Oh, no. I never thought it could be actual Four-Dweller. Probably one of the last. Elvis never described him as a living, intelligent creature. More like a piece of furniture. So many years after the war, and the keepers treated him so callously. And there was so much we could have learned from him. That doesn't change the fact that I was terribly wrong. I'd convinced myself that I would find what I was looking for on the Andraste. Oh, what a silly old goose I've turned out to be. Here, take these coins as a token of my gratitude. Although the knowledge you found is invaluable, you are a bright child. Who knows? Maybe you'll find a way to beat the weirdness.
Sometimes it's nice to just... Well now, that's not half bad. Not half bad at all. Solid work and you didn't skimp on the details. You've nailed the basics. So how about we try something a bit fancier, huh? Oh, not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago. People used to come and go. Now and then a ship would make a stop at the village below, but nobody's really come around since. Well, since the entire shit show that's going down everywhere. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who did you bribe? Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you. Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that. We only gave them out on Camelot's orders. But when I look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd sooner nick his armor than a pin you knew nothing about. Either way, good for you. Oi, those books are the biggest load of crap I've ever come across. Yeah, well, Alar is a fanatical follower of that Shadow Blade. He's read a couple of those books, and suddenly he thinks he knows my trade better than I do after 40 years in a forge. He even had the nerve to argue with me. Now, I told him I can hammer your face just as easily as this steel. Well, that shut him up quick. Arden Shitblade, you mean? Of course I don't respect him. That fool is ruining the reputation of every armorer out there. No one knows who he is or why his nonsense even gets published. But plenty of people would love to get their hands on him. I'd gladly get rid of him myself. You don't get it. Those books, they are dangerous. Now think about it. Somebody reads that nonsense, makes armor, and then heads out into the world. What do you think will happen? They sure as hell won't become a Knight of the Round Table. First Grindelow they come across will punch right through that garbage armor. And you don't think the one writing this nonsense, testing people's faith, is at fault? Because I sure do. To me, that Shadow Blade is dangerous, and someone needs to put an end to it. Well, if you could find him, knock some sense into his empty head, and cut off his hands, so he'd never write another book. I would cover you in gold. I've got no idea. Maybe Allah knows something. He's the biggest admirer of that charlatan I've ever met. He's been trying to share the wisdom of those books, but I chased him off and haven't seen him since. Oh, kid, for a favor like this, I'd be plenty generous. Trust me. Thank you. You'll not only make this old smith happy, but the entire guild will be grateful.
Emperor's Almanac. I remember. So how did it turn out? That's impossible. You must have made a mistake. I'm sure it wouldn't have turned out like that if you had followed Arden's instructions properly. Depends. Why do you ask? Oh, that's my dream too. Would you take my copy of the first volume with you, just in case you meet Shadowblade? Because I know where to find him. The almanac isn't printed by Arden himself, but in Timberwall, based on his manuscripts. In the first editions, they accidentally included not only Arden's name and pen name, but also his place of residence. I paid a good sum to get a copy, but here it is. No problem. I'll lend you this copy. But don't forget to get it signed.
place holds a fragment of who I was. I feel its weight. Let's not leave without it.
You're back, and something tells me that the matter has been handled. Excellent. Eager to get to work, aren't you? There's a boy, name of Abram. He fell in with the children a while back. I want you to personally see if he fits in with our lovely flock. If you decide that he doesn't, well, make sure he vanishes. For good. You understand? Perfect. Fly off and have a chat with our young friend. Because we can't afford weakness or uncertainty in our ranks. And by that point, he'll know too much. But he's a big boy. He knew exactly what he was getting into. Not at the moment, but we're not sure if the boy will crack under pressure. Or worse. Let's just say, he's given us a few reasons to wonder if we rushed into accepting him. When you're done, either ask him or search what's left of him. Unfortunately, he knows about our next meeting spot.
wanderer in the sunken village. You must be lost. Back in the day, you just needed to look at the stars and you'd know where you were going. Now, even they are misplaced. Island Asylum? I don't remember being there, not clearly. But when I look at your face, something stirs. Yes, I'm sure we've crossed paths before. And look at you now, out in the world, breathing the fresh air. That's something to treasure, my friend. Freedom is a gift, even when it feels heavy. Enjoy it. Monsters? I think you misunderstand. I don't see any monsters here, only lost villagers, still clinging to their home. It's sad, but as you can see, not much depends on us. The world just keeps on happening, and you happen along with it. They were given some time, which they've tried to use as much as they could. That's all. I'm glad they allow me to stay here despite what happened. I like this place. It's the cycle of life. There's nothing to be afraid of. If you're afraid, it means you're struggling with something too much, my friend. Sometimes you just need to sit and look. Watch everything turn. I guess I'm just an old man listening to the sound of the sea. Every wave carries a story, you know. Some are whispers, others are roars. I like to think they're keeping me company. Long ago, I decided to wait for something to happen. So I'm waiting for what's ahead of me. But I can feel that it's closer than ever. Everything that's around us, it's not yet the end. But that thought really bothers me. The sunken village was not always sunken. But one day, someone, undoubtedly important, made a decision, undoubtedly necessary, that it would be better to make it so. So the wave came and made the village into the sunken village. And its inhabitants, well, you can see for yourself. You'd have to ask those responsible for the flood. Who knows what's going through people's heads? Maybe someone ordered them to do it. You'll never know. That's a good question. Maybe they burned during the charred conclave. Maybe not. Nevertheless, the punishment was delivered and justice prevailed. Once again, the world was made a better place. At least that's what those who set fire to the stakes preach. All in the name of the Word. Among others, this wouldn't have happened if not for Camelot's desperation. Hey, many tragic decisions were made. I don't know if the word was so unambiguous or if its interpretation failed. What happened on the fields of the charred conclave wasn't just about the flood, my friend. It was about things and forces we don't understand. Long ago enough for people to have no chance of discovering why it happened, and yet recently enough that this place still reminds us of it. Now the village is what it is, and the past is washed away. At least it can still be home for them. And I'll stay and look. These are interesting times indeed. I have everything I need. The entire world in one place. Before you go, I would like to ask you one thing. Who are you? I understand. I see you. I hear you. and I have a feeling that you will find what you are looking for. Farewell, and thank you for visiting me, my friend. You can come keep me company whenever you want. The sunsets here are beautiful.
Let your guard down. getting the hang of this quicker than most. Tell you what, you've earned the chance to try something more advanced. I've got a pattern I've been sitting on, and if you get it right, you'll have armor so good, even I might get jealous.
Guess you're too stubborn to stay away. Keep pushing and you'll regret it.
Patrice will be all right. Such tragedy. So terrible. Oh, Cole. Take care of yourself, love.
I don't think I'll ever get rid of the nightmares from Cat's Camp.
Wish I'd stayed asleep.
It's you. Do you need something? I know. The gate's standing proud again. And that monument. Well, it actually looks like something worth remembering now. Folks around here might not say much, but they'll notice. A place that looks cared for makes people care more in return. Good work. If I had a medal to give, I'd pin it on you myself. Maybe Fergus will even crack a smile. Or at least grunt in approval. That's about as good as praise gets from him. Either way, you've done well. If something else comes up, I'll let you know. Cool. Oh, the biting refugee! Yes, I've heard. I'm so glad that whole mess is finally over. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, I'm not gonna lie. I know Fergus probably already rewarded you, but here, take something extra. Just from me. And maybe now we'll actually get some peace and quiet around here. Please, try not to make my life hard.
I figured it out. I figured it out. The mistletoe. Oh, how could I have been so blind? They weren't laughing at me. Do you see? They were telling me to embrace the part that I play in the world. The part that we all play in the world. Listen, mistletoe was their sacred plant, right? We know it's a parasite, and in extreme situations, can even kill the tree on which it grows. Why would you worship a parasite? I finally got it. They realize that if everything goes well, it has minimal effect on the tree. Sometimes it's even able to give something back. Even better, it's evergreen, so birds can feed off it in winter. And even though it's poisonous to humans, druids were able to make medicine out of its fruits. Do you see? It's so obvious that it's no wonder the answer eluded us all. It's not about the mystical arts, the scrolls, or the rituals. That's all smoke and mirrors. It's about observing nature and drawing the right conclusions. Mistletoe feeds off the tree, but it doesn't just take. It gives back, just like we all do. We always take from something. The trick is to give back more than we take. That's meant to be our role in the world. Yes, it's about understanding our place in the world as parasites, but useful ones. There's no more knowledge to gain besides what's already here. The trick is, we need to learn to see it. Ah, this is my new quest. Thank you for initiating this discovery.
I cannot say for certain. My memory remains too clouded. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it, but I know our path shall lead us here, one way or another. Something lingers beyond this gate. Something ancient. That much I know. We'll find the truth soon enough.
Good to see you again. The pledge today was very interesting, wasn't it? The certainty in Quartermaster Aymer's voice. Beautiful. Makes one eager to start work. Huh? Ah, yes, of course. So, what do you need this time? The pass again? Are we planning a trip to the stale lamb? Hey, not this time, my friend. I've run out of ink. I'm waiting for a delivery. Steward Orla will let me know when more arrives. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. So, you in? For the sake of our long friendship? You do know it needs to stay between us. Do you understand? Say you understand. Fantastic. So, here's the thing. On a recent night out at Ron's, it seems I may have left some sensitive documents at the bar. Documents, with Captain Fergus' seal. But not necessarily sealed by him. You know what I mean. I can't really go there right now. Could you get them back for me? I'm sure it won't be too much of a problem. Splendid. When you have the documents, meet me at the third crowing of the rooster. Or just find me. I'll be around.
call anything like that. But that means... No. Impossible. What if... Holy moonshine. I remember. Sigibald. It was Sigibald who left those documents behind. I've no idea how you found out about it. Sigi. He's dead. Taken by a fever. Aye, of course I have. I didn't just throw them in some cabinet. I was afraid they'd fall into the wrong hands. He was a good man. I wouldn't get rid of my only memento of him. Here, after what you said, I assume you'll make good use of them. Even though I'm still not sure what to think about it. Things are getting weirder and weirder in our beloved Avalon. Well, he died like he lived, with a tankard in his hand. The boys always said Sigi was a friend worth 5 others. And he was. He was a prankster like no other. Once, he slipped a rotten egg into the quartermaster's dinner. Never a dull moment with him, that's for sure. No problem. Listen, if by some miracle you really talked with Sigibald, please, give him my warm regards. I don't understand anything anymore. You're back! Hi! I told you, Ron is a good guy. And here's a little something for you. You know I pay well. Yes? What's the matter, my friend? You're really good at this today. Wait. Oh. Oh, you're serious. I understand. For so many years, I've been afraid to open this letter. But it looks like I needed to read it. Well, it is what it is, right? And I've been wondering why no one wants to talk to me. I thought to myself, are they mad at me or what? But why are you talking to me? How can you see me? Anyway, may the All-Mother bless your path. See you next time.
consort. Traitor. Brock refused. The Queen's heart is broken. The Queen will love. We will all love.
My knight, protector, you are here. I have waited so long for you. This is my home. I need someone to bridge the gap between my home and the world. Someone to care for us. Our protector. There is one who betrayed me. Brock. Once he was my consort, my chosen, my protector. He was mine. I entrusted him with the hive, with me. And he fled, left me, abandoned his queen. Such betrayal is unforgivable. It weakens us. Weakens me. Find him and silence his song. Do this, and I shall reward you. The hive shall reward you. Now go, end this discord. Then go forth into the world, and do not fear, my knight. My will shall always be with you. Ah, you have returned. The threads you carry will bind our fate. You may go. Fulfill your duty, or face the consequences.
She's dragged you into her wretched scheme. And I thought you had more sense. Know this, though. I won't surrender without a fight.
You are back, as I knew you would be. Do you carry the cobwebs? Ah, so the little stray who fled has been silenced. How pleasing. He thought himself free. A fool. There is no freedom beyond the hive. There is only loneliness, only weakness. But you have done well, my Knight Protector. But the hive's work is not yet complete. A foundation must be woven, strong and unyielding. The threads of creation must be gathered, and you shall help me. I am building a home, a sanctuary for my hive, but I require power. One day, we shall descend upon the world, and all will become part of the hive, part of me. Ethereal cobwebs are the very fabric of our home. Bring them to me, and you shall be rewarded many times over. It is what allowed my children and I to enter your world. Brock Mayala is the perfect place for our home. Cobwebs bind our worlds together, as we shall be bound once you fulfill your duty, my knight. It is the substance that binds the world, all worlds. It is the strongest and most precious tool we need. From it, we weave the world and our homes, which shall never fade. The world you come from will one day be ours. The hive will grow in strength and consume all who stand in our way. Bring me as many cobwebs as you can carry. Such is my will. You have returned. Let me see the fruits of your labor. You have done well. The ethereal cobwebs are now mine. You've earned it. Ah, you've returned with the cobwebs. Impressive. As promised, here is your reward. Do not squander it. Go now. The cobwebs will not collect themselves.